Hello, Gemini, and welcome to another reading with Tiffany from Tiffany's Tarology. I'm so happy to have you here with me. I'm also very excited because I haven't been able to do my all signs readings for a while because I was busy, but now I am back and I have more time. I recently quit my job, so I have more time to devote to doing this, and it's given me so much more freedom and happiness. So I'm happy to be here again with you, Gemini. I got a couple of rave reviews on a reading I did a couple of readings for you guys ago, and it's just been on my heart to get back in here again. So if you want to book a one-on-one reading with me, I do have information in my description box, as well as how to get connected with me on Instagram, or I post just about daily on there. There's been so much shifting though that I'm sure you have been feeling as well. Jupiter is getting ready to go into your first house if you're Gemini rising, and May is just going to be a time of expansion for you, expansion of who you are, expansion of where your life is going, expansion of what it means to be you. Some of you could also be getting pregnant with expansion of the body. Some of you could be gaining weight, gaining muscle. Get out there. Enjoy this time. A lot of emphasis is going to be put on you. I loved when Jupiter went through my first house. It was beautiful. So current situation in the month of May. All right, we have the World card. I will show her to you a little bit later. She is naked, but you're completing a cycle and you're starting a new chapter in your life in the month of May. And a lot of you, it will be that we're jumping into Gemini season as well as we get closer to the end of this month. And so some of you will be celebrating birthdays, closing up chapters of your old life. Some of you will be changing jobs. Some of you will be becoming parents. Some of you will be having children, things like that. So just get ready for big life shifts, life changes. Your current challenge to this chapter ending. The Tower. So some of you may have or will go through a very shocking turn of events in your life, but we have to remember that with Tower moments, these situations happen to push us forward on our soul's journey. They happen as a result of karmic endings, new beginnings, changes, if we weren't on the right path, being redirected by spirit. So take the Tower, and we'll definitely clarify. Take the Tower as a sign that there is imminent change coming for those of you who have not experienced it, or for those of you going through it right now as you're watching this video, understanding that it's all working for your greater good, but that it's not always easy. And that might be someone trying to prevent this ending of a chapter. So maybe some of you are also ending relationships and ending contracts and ending, I don't live here anymore, things like that. Strengths for my beautiful Gemini. Eight of Wands. So there's a couple different things that the Eight of Wands could mean, but it can mean communication, movement forward. But I think how I'm going to look at this and the feeling that I get from this card is, in spite of these big changes, these closures that are coming into your life, these Tower moments that are trying to, kind of knock you off your feet, you still have the strength to move forward, and you're being very resilient. And you are also just like saying, okay, there's a challenge, I'm going to meet it. Area of focus. There are also timestamps. I forgot to mention that if you do want to skip around. Knight of Cups. So some of you are needing to focus on self-love. Some of you are also focusing on romantic love, romantic partnerships, and just doing things that make you happy. And I feel like there's like a reclamation of, this is who I am, hear me roar, without all the roaring. Kind of just like, I'm going to do what makes me feel good, even if it means things kind of have to fall apart. Near future for Gemini. All right. We have the Four of Swords. So definitely going to have some sleepless nights, some changes in your mental health as a result of this Tower, which we're going to look into. But just make sure to take care of yourself and prioritize sleep, self-care days, making sure that you are trying to get up and out of the house. Maybe some of you are going to feel like you need to be homebodies this month. Just remembering to focus on your mental health. Recent past. That's too many. Recent past for Gemini. It's too many. Sorry, Spirit. Recent past. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to do it like this. We're going to shuffle 3 times and take off what comes on top. 1, 2, 3. Strength. The energy to keep moving forward in spite of all the negativity, in spite of all the ups and downs. You held on, you pushed forward, and you got to the ending of that chapter. Advice? Four of Cups to the Five of Cups. So allow what was lost to be remembered and to be grieved, but keep looking forward, because something even more beautiful wants to come in for you that you can't see as you're prioritizing taking care of your mental health, grounding your energy, trying to raise your vibration and get through a lot of mental struggles and setbacks. I see you really having to ground your energy so that you can move beyond this Five of Cups energy, this loss, this period of frustration, whatever this is that you're kind of closing up a chapter with. Spirit just wants you to have the faith to continue to push forward, because it is difficult when we go through tough times, difficult times, losses, disappointments, but we soldier on and we move into a new space in our life. This card didn't pop out, but I'm just going to kind of pull it because it was flipped over. In the deck, 7 of Wands, needing to be defensive, having a lot of people coming after you, or just the energy of needing to protect your peace and protect your energy vampires, things like that. Your current environment. So you have the 10 of Wands and the High Priestess in reverse. So she came out like that, meaning that you are being instructed and intuitively led to put down some burdens in your life that you are not quite ready to do away with. And that might be why this Tower is coming, because when we don't listen to our intuition, there are sometimes fated events and fated encounters. This could even be a late manifestation of the eclipse energies that came through, but there will be breakups, wake ups, shake ups, changes in your daily life when you don't let go of things like this, and you already know that you should. All right. Hopes and fears. 5 of Swords. So you're ready to move on from this fighting. No one wins. It's like, when is this going to be over? Can I just have my stuff and go? Type of energy. And potential outcome for you for the month of May. This is going to be a doozy of a month for you. But all right, so we have the 10 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So I do feel like there is going to be a loss, and from this loss you grow. But with the 6 of Pentacles being in reverse, I see there being a loss of something that you hold near and dear. So in the upright, you know, we're receiving something, but in the reverse, there's a loss of something. This could be a loss of a job, a loss of a form of income, a loss of someone who contributed to the household, a loss of give and take in a partnership. So there is going to be a lot of energy, I'll call it that you're going to have to be working through this month. But on the bottom of the deck, I'm just going to cover this up with my finger, we have the Lover's card. So for the vast majority of you, this is going to either be a relationship, or this is going to be in regard to a contract that you have. The Lover's card is all about making decisions, duality, masculine, feminine, you know, really focusing on what it means to think of Adam and Eve in the garden and how both of them contributed to being sent out of it. We have to kind of take responsibility for our actions. And so this new chapter that you're running into, you have to really decide for yourself. Do you want to keep moving forward with the same people and the same contracts, with the same love? Or is that love what's finally coming to a close here? I'm also going to cover her up with my finger. But this is the World card. And so you're coming to the end of a chapter. There's a closing out moment. Some of you, though, this is going to be a celebration. It's going to be a little bit easier for you to focus on because you are dealing with something more beautiful. But for a vast majority of you, this ending of a chapter that we're focusing on is an ending of a relationship, a contract, some kind of agreement that you were a part of. And we're going to go ahead and look into what that could mean. But it was after many lessons learned. You're not just walking out of this like, what? I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, it brings in emotional stability. So a place in your life where there may have been a lack of emotional stability or a lack of you having peace of mind, a lack of clarity about where things are going, you know, the boat was getting rocked quite a bit. But this chapter closing means you now understand more deeply how to commit to a new course, to a new trajectory in your life, to being in a more emotionally mature place in your world. And sometimes it's a closing of a chapter of immaturity, of us having to grow from situations that hurt us and look at how our actions could have contributed to that. But the Tower coming in as your challenge here, it's like you are on this road to emotional stability. You're ending these chapters, but then something has to come in to kind of shake this up. And we're gonna look and see, what is this Tower about, Spirit? What is gonna come into Gemini's life that has them kind of question how they move forward? We're just gonna take the top card here. You have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is a very positive card, and she is also a single card. I see on the bottom of the deck we have the Page of Swords, and we also have the Five of Pentacles, and we also have the Death card here. So what I think is going on is you had to cut ties, or someone cut ties with you. There is this energy now of kind of like singleness. Whether that means you cut ties with a job and now you are solo dolo, whether that means you cut ties in a relationship and now you are no longer giving to that relationship, because the Nine of Pentacles is not the Ten of Pentacles where it's all about family and other people. This is really about tending to your own garden. So some of you may have a big shakeup, a big wake up around a breakup or a dissolution of an agreement. Again, with that Lovers card, it's going to be heavily on, you know, the side of probably romantic partnership for a vast majority of you, but definitely with the Pentacles being there, we can't forget jobs are also partnerships and bonds that we have with other people. So a vast majority of you are also probably either going to lose a job, change jobs, decide that this job isn't what you want to do anymore. Someone at the workplace could leave. Like there could be a big shift or a change there. That also came through, like maybe having to step up into a new role, maybe before you're ready for it, but you're having to just go for it. And then you have here for your strengths, the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands, again, is a card of communication, of movement forward, of still believing in yourself, having vigor and vitality. And so I think in the space of all this tumultuous activity that's going on around you, you don't give up. You refuse to be, you know, shot down. These arrows are coming really fast at these woodland animals and they're escaping and they're running away. And so I just see you being able to move quickly through kind of the ebbs and flows that life is throwing towards you. And you're able to just truly get through this period of your life a lot better because of the fact that you're willing to just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. And that's your mantra. Your area of focus is the Knight of Cups. Let me go ahead and clarify about this area. What's going on with this Nine of Cups? Why the Nine of Cups, Spirit? Thank you. The Hierophant. And what else? The Page of Cups. Okay. So, a vast majority of you are going to be looking at contractual agreements that you have, which I feel like I keep saying, relationships that you have. These are like traditional relationships, like could be married, could be boyfriend, girlfriend, could be engaged, some type of romantic partner, some type of offer of good luck. with the Page of Cups, an emphasis on that as well, as far as it being something that brings you joy, brings you life. You're going to be focusing more on what that means to you moving forward. So some of you who are going through breakups, I see you looking back at relationships and going, was this all that I thought that it was? Do I need to change how I approach relationships in the future? For those of you who are getting together with someone, which I'm not feeling that energy so much in this reading, you might be looking at like, how can I make this relationship better than the last one that I had? Because you do have optimism here with the Page of Cups about what the future could bring. But I just see you looking at life a little bit differently through a lens of focusing on what makes you happy, what makes you feel good, maybe thinking back into where your spiritual practices are, grounding your energy, ways in which your faith could be increased, the goodness of other people, things like that. Are going to definitely come into focus for you. And I also just see you being optimistic about love again, hoping that things can get better. Near future, Four of Swords, you are going to be under some stress, under some duress. Probably not sleeping very good during this month as you're going through the Tower moment, but understanding that through this Tower moment, there comes more beauty, there comes more prosperity, there comes new opportunities in love, there comes new employment opportunities, and that you have to just go through this period of time. Yes, it will be stressful. Yes, you will need to rest more. Yes, you might need to turn off your phone and go on do not disturb and not return phone calls, but it's because you have to focus on you, and your mental health is being tested during this month. That is why the recent past, the strength that got you to this point where you completed this chapter and where you received, enlightenment about how to live a happier and healthier and more emotionally mature life. You had to learn all those things in the past, and it was because your spirit guides gave you the strength to do so. And so now, as you're walking through this kind of ending in May, your spirit guides want you to remember all those lessons that you did learn, all the times that you did have to be really strong, and hold tight to that energy as you move forward this month, because there is a lot of emotional disturbances. I want to say, for my beautiful Gemini, you are going to be going through some big emotional changes. And again, like we said here, for your advice with the Four of Cups to the Five of Cups, go through the grieving process. Don't be shy about saying, hey, I don't feel 100%. I don't feel my best. Truly just understand that after you grieve this loss, this situation that you had to let go of, whatever this was that's no longer serving you, you will then walk into something more beautiful that you can't even imagine. This cup that is being offered to you from the universe that you cannot yet see, that you do not yet know even exists, while you are in your phase of healing. Something beautiful will come in that will help to rectify the sadness that you felt before. And again, kind of going back to this area of focus, many of you will be focusing on spirituality and like, what does it mean to have a comfort from a higher power during this time of your life where you're going through so much. You might really need to dive deep into your spiritual practices to get you through this closing chapter, to get you through this Tower moment, Gemini, so that you don't go off the deep end, so that you don't lose yourself when this loss comes in, because it does look like a very challenging month. I won't sugarcoat. Your environment, Ten of Wands. It's time to let some of these things go. Some of the things in your life that no longer hold or serve a purpose other than that they are adding to your burdens. They're adding to your issues. They're adding to your plate that is already very full. With the High Priestess in reverse, you are not listening to your intuition. You are not paying attention to what it is that you need to the best of your ability. Although you might feel it kind of nagging at your ear a little bit, I want you to understand that this particular time in your life, you're being tasked to listen to your inner guidance system, your intuition, about what it is that you need to let go of, even if that means that it is a period of grief or loss. Your hopes and fears, again, you're just tired of fighting. You're tired of feeling like you're going in circles. Nobody wins. There's 3 people in this card. Could there be like a third party situation that you're dealing with? Could it be 2 friends that you've lost? Could it be you fighting with your employer, like a manager and a supervisor, something like that? You're just tired of the fighting. You're tired of going in circles about not having your desires heard. Maybe you're not feeling fulfilled in that way. And so then with your potential outcome with the 10 of Swords, you're getting to the really, nitty gritty of deep, dark wounds, hurts that you've dealt with over the last few years, especially the last few months seem to be a little bit more brutal for you. But what we have to remember is even though you're going to take this hit, this is either going to be a financial hit or a hit as far as someone that you're working with, someone that you're partnered with. That particular person contributing to your life or being your life is going to definitely take a hit. But the dawn is coming, and that's what we have to remember with the 10 of Swords. Even though this is a very hard card to look at, and sometimes it can be a card that can be like, whoa, I don't want that to happen to me. That's my potential outcome. You might be thinking that. The beauty in this is that you've gone through the worst of it. By the end of this month, I feel like you're going to be ready to rise up and move forward out of this space that you've been in. But it is going to require that you take a lot more time to yourself than the average person this month to really regroup, revamp, focus on what matters to you most, and end out this chapter in the best way that you possibly can, knowing that your mental health needs to be at the forefront, that you need to focus in on your spiritual practices, that you need to be looking at the deeper meaning to relationships, the deeper meaning to partnerships, and where your morals and values are involved with the Hierophant coming out. We're going to go ahead and pull some oracle for you, and we're going to wrap up your reading here. All right. For Gemini, we have community. You need to lean in on the people that matter to you most at this time. Being a part of groups, part of communities, at your local gym, at, online communities are huge now. Opportunity. So even in the darkness of what you're going through right now, there will be opportunity that is waiting to unleash itself. You don't see it yet. You definitely are kind of in a dark night period, but look for the signs and listen for opportunity that might come knocking on the door. And it might come when you least expect it as well. Action is here, meaning that even through the storms and the ups and downs of life right now, it is time to take action to move towards whatever this is that you are working to end out, to close out, to move through this tower moment. Don't for a second feel like you're just going to have to sit back and let life happen to you. Really focus on what you can change. Obviously, accept the things that you can't. Move on as best you can. Grieve. Give yourself time. And understand with the blessings card here that all the things that happen to you in their own divine time and way will be a blessing for your future. You might not be able to see it now, but there is an opportunity that's going to come in from all of this chaos that you're experiencing. It's just a matter of time before you can see it more clearly. We're going to pick 3 animal oracle cards for you. Finish out your reading here, Gemini. We have 4. No, I'm not going to take. We have 5. It's too many. I'm going to reshuffle for you one more time. 3 cards for my lovely Gemini. Sometimes I'll take them if they fall out and it's like 3 or 4, but I was like 5, nah. Too many. For my lovely Gemini. See how many. 3. There we go. You have grasshopper spirit. Take a leap of faith. There's something that's going to come in. I'm telling you, something that you don't see. When that opportunity comes knocking at your door, it's a very lucky opportunity for you to start over. Even though I think it's going to feel like you're ending out a chapter where there's so much hurt involved, I really do think that this is going to be you striking gold. Something positive will come from this. An opportunity will come from this. You have the dragonfly spirit, and it says truth transcends illusion, card number 22. So also maybe that tower moment has something to do with a truth that you will hear. And that is what leads to that singleness or that breaking away from the job. Some type of truth will be revealed, and in due time. Like, this could have been something that was kept from you for a while. That's why I'm thinking illusion was someone potentially like making you feel like they felt a certain way, or that you were in good standing with a job, or a family member you found out was lying on you, or in a kind of a deceptive situation. There's going to be some truth that's illuminated to you. In card number 23, it says spirit has your back. So that was that God hand, that Hierophant card. This is your spirit team saying, don't worry about what you hear, what happens, change is coming. Card 23 adds up to a 5. 5 is all about change. There is going to be something that you learn that shakes things up, but spirit has your back, and you will be able to transcend and fly over all of this ridiculousness that's trying to come in. Just look at it as an unexpected opportunity for growth, even if it comes in the form of chaos. And I think that you will see this opportunity that's really dark turns into something better. But really rely on your community, though. If you need to talk to a friend, hang out with people, go places, get your mind off of what you're dealing with, make sure that you are taking time to take care of you. So with all of that being said, Gemini, I hope to see you again very soon in another video. Again, please comment below if this message resonated in any way. Also, like the video and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye, guys.